What's up, everyone? This is Prasanna Balakrishnan back again for the view of Chennai Super Kings versus Mumbai Indians, and we lost and have calmed down a bit after the pretty pathetic performance by our bowlers. And I've also posted a video on the Bharat Army Instagram channel. I'll put the link in the description. I absolutely went in on the CSK bowlers, and I gotta say, I've got many comments, messages, and to be honest, I'm enjoying them. To be honest, I mean that's the only thing I can enjoy, not that bowling performance. I'll get to the whole performance in a bit, but before we go into this review, I would like all of you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, share to all of your friends as possible who watch cricket and who love the game of IPL. It's these kind of games that make the IPL very interesting. We scored 218 but could not defend it. Hats off to Mumbai Indians for defending it. They've beaten us now 20 times. Their record against us now is 20 is to 13. Wow, it's going to take some massive um, monumental effort to reverse them. But let us go on with the team we went for today. We went with the same squad as we did against the Sunrisers Hyderabad, which we won in our last game. The opening combination of after places Ruturaj Gaikwad, Moeen Ali coming at 3, Raina Raidu Dhoni, Jadeja Sam Curran, Chadul Thakur, Deepak Chahar, and Lungi Engedi. Mumbai Indians, though, they did make a couple of changes. I mean, Jimmy Neesham came in for Nathan Coulter-Nile. Dawal Kulkarni came instead of Jayant Yadav. So that was a very interesting decision to see. And Mumbai Indians won the toss. They put us into bat, and it wasn't a bad wicket to bat on, to be honest. Apart from the initial swing that Bolt got, it was an absolutely brilliant batting wicket, and we did not start off the best of form. Ruturaj Gaikwad getting out on the fourth ball. He had a beautiful boundary of Trent Bolt, but fourth ball he got a leaning edge and was an easy catch to Hardik Pandya. That's how we lost our first wicket. But then we started the rebuilding process. Faf du Plessis and Moeen Ali began to take on the bowlers. Faf du Plessis again with another superb 50, strike rate of 178. It was absolutely brilliant to see. It was so easy the way he was batting. He made batting look so easy. As you can see here, 50 of 28 balls, a strike rate of 178.57. Moeen Ali again with another superb knock, 58 of 36. One of the small criticisms I would have of Moeen Ali is that he is not batting long enough. He comes in at one down, he is batting well, he's timing the ball superbly, he's finding the gaps, he's picking up the lengths. Even some of have two pluses, but it would be nice to see them if they would stand up if they would stay till the 17th or 18th over and take it deep as possible. And we could have got a high score today, but we still got a high score today. Sonish Raina didn't make much of an impact, but let's talk about this man, Bahubali Ambati Raidu Garu. Absolutely brilliant today, 72 of 27. He did start a bit slow, but towards the end, he was gaining pace and he was taking on each and every single bowler. He didn't even spare one of the best bowlers of the APL, Jasprit Bumrah. Look at that, 4 overs, 1 for 56. How often do you see that? Dawal Kulkarni was expensive, went for 48 runs. Bolt went for 42. Jimmy Neesham as well, went for 26 runs. And the only economical bowler there, you see, is actually Keiron Pollard. 2 overs, 2 for 12. He got the big wickets of Faf du Plessis and Suresh Raina, and he kind of contained in the middle phase. And that could have lost us the game, you would sort of suppose, because say if we had like 10 or 15 runs more, it would have been a different game altogether. And I think we batted pretty well. As you see, the follow wickets, we lost the wicket in the fourth ball. Ali got out in the 10.5 and du Plessis got out in 11.5, and 2 wickets and 2 balls for Keiron Pollard. And then it was a bit of struggle to pick on certain innings. Jadeja was struggling today. I have to say the Mumbai bowlers bowled pretty well to him. They got in the Yorkers to him, and he was not able to get them away. But Ambati Raidu, he was standing a bit differently. It was not his normal stance. So the way he stood was it was pretty convenient for him, so that whenever he could get the loose balls, he could latch onto that and hit them for a 4 or a 6. As you see, the 7 sixes, that's absolutely brilliant today. Strike rate of 266.66. It was absolutely superb. And he thought even though 218 was a good score, I felt we could have probably hit 10 or 15 runs more had Faf du Plessis and Moeen Ali stayed more. And came Mumbai Indians innings. And genuinely, I thought they started well. They were going at 10-run rate, and they were at about 7 over mark. They were about 68 runs. And I was thinking, okay, they're not too ahead in the game, but they're just in the game, and they're keeping up with the run rate. But we do definitely need wickets because they have the likes of obviously Rohit Sharma, Quinton de Kock. They are on striking form. Suryakumar Yadav is a good player. Krunal Pandya, Pollard, Hardik Pandya. So with this deep batting lineup, you obviously have to make early inroads. You cannot just keep on putting dot 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 because that's not going to happen. Eventually, one time or the other, they are going to exploit you. And eventually, we got the wicket of Rohit Sharma. Shardul Thakur got his wicket, and it kind of opened the game up for us because then Dhoni could bring in the likes of Jadeja and Moeen Ali to choke the run flow of runs. And to be honest, we did that quite well. Um, Jadeja 2 overs in the middle. Moeen Ali, he got out the wicket of Quinton de Kock, beautiful cotton ball. He bowled his 1 over just for 1 run. Suryakumar Yadav was out by Jadeja. It was a very good catch by Dhoni. And then Krunal Pandya and Pollard were at the crease. So basically, at that time, it was kind of two men at the crease. So if we got them out then, we would have made certain inroads. But that's the problem. When you allow a person to make inroads, they will definitely, when you allow a person to make inroads, they will go through the whole lineup. You should not allow them to make inroads as a batsman. Even we saw that earlier in our innings when Duplessis and Raina got out. It was Ambati Redu and Jadeja, two new batsmen at the crease, and it's always difficult to go bang bang from ball one. You obviously kind of take your time, see like 3 or 4 balls before you start hitting the big sixes. And I feel that Pollard, we obviously know he's not a person who's going to stick around. He's going to hit from ball one, and not taking anything away from it, was an absolutely brilliant innings. 87 of 34, strike rate of 255.88, 8 sixes. Let's be honest, no ground is big enough for him. Even if I miss it, it's from his bat, it's going for six. And I felt Krunal Pandya played the good anchor role before Hardik Pandya came and hit two brilliant sixes. But I felt it was the Keiron Pollard show all the way. And someone had to basically just stick with him while he was doing all the hitting from the other side. And I could not believe how bad our bowling was. It was absolutely pathetic. I mean, it's inexcusable. I mean, we got away with it against KKR, but you're not going to get away with that every single time. Don't let that fact mask over the. Don't let the bowling and the KKR game mask over the fact that we won the game. That just the wind just papered over the cracks, and we did not bowl win the KKR game, and we went for runs. Shardul Thakur went for runs, Sam Curran went for runs, and Gedi went for runs as well. And this game was no different. The problem was, look at those figures. Deepak Chahar, he couldn't get any early wickets. 4 overs done for 37. He also had a slight injury. I think it was his hamstring. Hopefully, he gets well soon. Sam Curran, I thought, was our best bowler today. 3 for 34 of his 4 overs. But take a look at that. Lungi and Gedi and Shardul Thakur. 4 overs done for 62 and 4 overs won for 56. That's not going to win you games, is it? They were repeatedly bowling in the slot for a batsman like Keiron Pollard, and not. I hardly saw any Yorkers when we were bowling. That was absolutely ridiculous. The way Mumbai Indians bowled Yorkers to us, probably in the first innings and towards the back end of the innings, in some parts, at least they didn't bowl as much as they used to, but they still bowled some decent Yorkers. We hardly bowled any good Yorkers. And Mumbai batsmen were in, they were striking, they needed 69 of 32, and then it came 50 of 24 balls, and Sam Curran was to bowl. And Pollard was striking the ball like there's no tomorrow. And I was thinking, oh my god, the game is done here. They're going to finish it with 1 over to spare. And Sam Curran bowls in an absolute beautiful 2-run over. Absolute beautiful Yorker to get rid of Krunal Pandya. And he gave away just 2 runs in that over. That opened the game up for us, because it meant that a new batsman, although it was a hitting batsman, it was a new batsman who was going to come in. Hardik Pandya comes in, 48 to win of 18 balls, and you're thinking, okay, let's just tighten this up. There's 1 over from Thakur, 1 over from Sam Curran, 1 over from Igedi. Let's tighten this up. Yes, you might have bowled bad in your previous 3 overs, but you have a chance to redeem yourself at the final go. But unfortunately, they didn't. They made it worse. And the problem was, 48 of 18 was made into 31 of 12. We wasted a review for absolutely no reason. Ryder was shouting from that side, thinking it was an edge when, well, we all heard a sound, but turns out it wasn't an edge, and we wasted a review. 31 of 12 balls. And Sam Curran, I thought here, would bowl much better. he would nail in those Yorkers like he did in his penultimate over, but he couldn't nail those Yorkers. He got hit for two sixes of Hardik Pandya. He got a wicket, but before that, the over before that, Shardul Thakur bowled Pollard a bouncer. He got it in the air, and Faf du Plessis, how did you drop the catch, man? You basically dropped the game out there. It's an easy catch for somebody of your standards. How did you drop that catch? I mean, fielding was substandard as well today. We let two fours go in for absolutely no reason. Um, we were able, but still, we were in the game. It's not we were out of the game, but the game was highly tilting towards Mumbai Indians. It was 70% and 80% and 90%, and the game was going on like that. And they needed 16 of the last over, and I'm thinking, okay, NGD, you've not bowled well. You've already given so many runs in your first 3 overs. Please just contain. You've already given 46 in the first 3 overs. Just contain this, and we'll go home with a victory, and then we can see where to change and whatnot. First ball was a dot ball. He tried to hit that was actually a good Yorker ball. I'm not going to lie. He bowled two or three good Yorkers in that over. But the problem was he tried to overcompensate it. 16 of 5 balls. The next boundary, I cannot fault Nkiri that, but that was a brilliant Yorker. But Pollard somehow got it away for a 4 towards backward of square. And you're thinking, okay, it's still 12 or 4 balls. You're still in the game. You can tighten this match, and you could probably even win the game. And then it came out to, I think it came down to 8 of 2 deliveries. And okay, just get this ball as a dot, or don't concede a boundary, and you win. But what happens? He bowled a nice twice high full toss. Asad Pollard is going to say thank you very much, and that's going off for 6. 2 of 1 ball. Basically, the game is gone. Even if you bowl a Yorker, they're going to somehow scramble for 2 runs. And that's what they did. They bowled a decent Yorker. Pollard was able to hit it towards square. There were no fielders out there. The fielders were on the deep, and they were able to complete 2 runs and complete a fantastic victory. Mumbai Indians still now have never chased 200 plus targets successfully in a successful chase. Oh well, we give other teams records. That's what we're here for, aren't we? Great. And I mean, that was so disappointing. And I honestly think we will come back from this. I hope we do, because the next match is against the Rajasthan Royals. I think we can beat them. I want us to beat them. But will we beat them with the likes of Thakur and Ngiri bowling? I honestly don't think so, because still it would be a hard task. I mean, we would win them because Rajasthan are a poor side. Let's be honest. They're not a great side. But anyway, we move on, and let's go look forward at the points table. Almost all teams have played 7 games, so we're nearing the halfway stage of the tournament. CSK are still top of the table at 10 points with a still super healthy run rate of 1.263. Delhi Capitals and RCB are second with 10 points each, with a plus and minus 100 respectively. Mumbai Indians stay at 4th position with 8 points. Rajasthan play SRH tomorrow at the evening game, which would complete the halfway stage of the tournament. It's hard to imagine the halfway stage of the tournament is over so early. I mean, it feels like just yesterday was April the 9th, and the first game was played between Mumbai Indians and Royal Challengers Bangalore at Chennai. Wow, such things happen. And yeah, man, we do have a string of fixtures coming up. We have to, let me just put out the schedule here for all of you so that you can see. Filter Chennai Super Kings. We next face Rajasthan Royals on Wednesday, and then Sunrisers Hyderabad on Friday. Both games are at Delhi, and if you notice, we face Punjab on an evening game in a different venue. So basically, after the game on 7th, we don't have much. It's a night game, so basically they would have to only travel up the next day. So we basically don't get much time to practice in a new stadium in Bangalore, because we have 2 more games at Delhi, and then we shift to 3 more games at Bangalore and our last 2 games at Kolkata. So games are coming thick and fast. We cannot afford to slack. No game is an easy game, even though the points table suggests so. It may suggest a different thing, but all games are coming thick and fast, and we cannot afford to slip. Hopefully we beat Rajasthan Royals and Sunrisers Hyderabad and finish our Delhi leg with 2 wins. Thank you once again for watching my match review of Chennai Super Kings versus Mumbai Indians. I put out an explicit rant on the Bharat Army. This one not much so. Um, and pretty much think I'll still be getting comments, and it's going to be fun to read across all of them. Let's see. I mean, I'll like to address two issues there. The people who are trying to say me, oh, if you had bowled to Pollard, you would have won. Sorry, I'm not being paid crores of money to go and play there. Cricket's not my full-time hobby; it's their full-time hobby. And where's this energy when we win? Oh, but you don't say, oh, you should have bowled, we would have lost. You don't say that, do you? I criticize it when it's needed. I don't criticize the team if we win. If we had, say, put 100% effort and say, uh, let's be honest, we did put efforts today. I'm not going to say we were absolutely rubbish towards the whole game, but the way our dead bowling was executed, it was absolutely unforgivable. You don't bowl the likes of the likes of Keiron Pollard, rank full tosses, short balls, length balls. Why? I mean, it's bread and butter to him basically. Why didn't we bowl enough Yorkers to test them? That was my only worry. And Ingidi decided to bowl Yorkers in the last over of the game, but by the time the game was done. So that was my criticism of today. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Like this video, subscribe to my channel Prasanna Balakrishnan for more content on CSK and Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea beat Fulham 2-0 today. That review is coming shortly. And thank you very much. I will see you on the review of the Chelsea game and afterwards for the review of the Rajasthan Royals game. Till then, stay home, stay safe, wear a mask if you want to go out, and I'll see you on a video soon.